All right, good morning, guys. It is 4:25 a.m. and I have not gone to sleep. But I want to show you guys a little innovation I made because big problem I have is that there's usually stuff that shouldn't be on my desk that ends up on my desk, and I've nailed it down to the essentials because desk clutter is one of the biggest things that I have not been able to solve in my overall productivity stack. And you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but if you're not, this is gonna be really valuable to you. So to show you, this is the complete essentials of getting things done on my desk. So you can see right now things are not placed, but if I were to put on my headset, it's kind of like just sitting on top of my head because I only have one hand available. But now you can see this is my tea, so it is going to go here. This is my coffee, you can tell by, that, which I have to clean there. And then this is my water, which will be sitting here. And now, all good here, but then I look at my desk and I'm like, oh, notebook, I can tell something is missing. Plop, boom, and I've done it so you won't see the annoying tape when it is organized, but now it's way easier to just have nothing on my desk. Everything has its place, and when something's out of place, I'll be pissed off because it will look empty and not in its place. So this is one of my late night schemes. You guys probably notice I do a lot of weird stuff like this, especially when I'm a bit sleep deprived and staying up late. I think the weirdest thing I've ever done when I stayed up late is I pulled an all-nighter and I just decided to literally throw 75% of my belongings in the trash, including like watches and nice stuff, just on a whim, and decided that I needed to buy a leather jacket that I'm going to be wearing all day every day. And I wore that leather jacket maybe twice, and it just sits in my closet now. And I lost 75% of my belongings. That was like a few months ago. But I think this one solves a very big problem in my life, which, again, you're probably looking at me going, I'm crazy, but boom, this is like, I'm so happy about this. I can't even put it into words. Anyways, I'm going to start my day, and yeah, that's it. Alright guys, big developments. So what I've been working on for the last hour or so, it's around 6 a.m., is I've just been going through and building out the business style. So what I want in it, and pretty much when I'm trying to figure out a format, I just want to figure out what the questions that I need answers to are, and you usually get the solutions from that. So this is just my kind of jibber jabber, and I've struck inspiration. So I'm actually starting to build out the first video, which is going to be shot down on like this. And because I already have this board from the main video, I'm going to reuse some of these things here because I take these boards down anyways. Alright guys, so I just built out the full board for the Rob the Bank business breakdown, and this is the aftermath of the other board. I'm going to be making the crime boards first and then reusing them on this board, but this is going to be sick. Strategy that I have, I'm considering saying this, but you know what? I don't believe in competition. We can all win, so I will share exactly what I'm going to be doing. So this is the initial draft for the overhead board that I'll actually be breaking down the video. And instead of doing chapters like I do over here, what I'm going to be doing is, because it's a business breakdown, you can see Rob Bank's funnel breakdown, and this is something that I added that's a little bit cute, but I actually think I might leave if I actually end up using this board. Probably still need to print out more images, but the sections of the video are going to be, I start off at branding, which will be a collage of images. Then I've got TOF, MOF, and BOF. Top funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel, and I explain what happens in each. This is just an overall visual. each one of these is gonna have their own separate. So I'm gonna flip the page, I'm gonna go to Toph, I'm gonna flip the page again, I'm gonna go to Moth, I'm gonna flip the page again, I'm gonna go to Boff. And then we got the Moolah. And that's gonna be the entire video. I think I can record it today. Not like right now, but I'll have to go to bed and wake up again. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to store that just right over there. And then I'm going to begin getting the images together, because I think with this style, it's best that I keep my explanations completely raw so I can go in depth, so there's no scripting outside of the hook. And that way, because if I have a teleprompter and I have it set up, I can't really like draw as I go through and do it. So that's no good. But I can do the full breakdown. And I'm super, super excited to produce this video while I'm kind of having my feet drag on the post-production on the main video. This is a great way to, I guess, get my other creative gears spinning. And yeah, I am now literally just gonna make this video. Okay guys, so I say that at the start of every clip. I notice it when I'm editing. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But I've finished the prep for the video. It's literally ready to record, and I'll explain why. So the thumbnail, like I showed you guys a few other days ago, but just in case you didn't see that video, this is what the thumbnail is going to look like. And then focus, the title, Exposing Rob Banks, $1 million a month YouTube funnel, genius strategy. Very similar to my main channel, just to have congruency there. Then got the main one, but as I finish the main one, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, let me build out the plan for each of these. And then I began thinking to myself, look at Hormozi, look at Simon Squibb. Iman doesn't do it live, but he talks about why he doesn't do that. And he also has a team prepping stuff for him, which makes it easy to outsource because he doesn't enjoy content much. But I realized it's going to be more valuable for me to sit down and do it live. Even if I just speed it up and show it in the video, it gives a more interactive user experience than me just flipping to a page and all this stuff already being there. So I did it for the top of funnel, but for the middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, I'm literally just going to sit there when I'm recording, think of what the strategy is, and then in the post-production, I can just cut up and speed up the fluff so it's good to go. But with that being said, this video is literally all prepped and easy to record, and it feels so crazy because it's the definition of a sawdust video. So to explain what I mean by that, in these factories where they were cutting all this wood, there's a bunch of sawdust on the floor, and it was otherwise useless, but they were using the wood anyways, so there's just a bunch of sawdust. And one guy was like, oh, what if we do something with all the sawdust? And it ended up being plywood, which was highly profitable and actually became one of the main business models for the wood cutting company. So this is a sawdust video because you guys literally saw I've put probably about 3 to 5 hours of work into this, and the video is ready to record. Compare that to my main channel videos where I'm spending probably 100 hours in the pre-production with the thumbnail, the script, everything. But what that's doing in that process is it's creating the sawdust for me to just jump on and boom, probably after this, because I was just figuring out what the strategies are, probably in like 1 hour's worth of prep time, just jam out this video. That's actually very high quality just because I've accumulated so much knowledge from doing the advanced breakdown, and I have all the images I need, I have everything I need for the video. So it's really great congruency. And I was talking about, in my, again, you go back to the second video on this channel where I talk about why having different channels is dumb. I now have 3 channels, and I still agree with everything I said in that video, funny enough. I've done this in a way where it is a sawdust, an extension of my main channel videos. If there's anything that's a waste of time, it's me talking to this camera right now, but I do this for personal reasons, and then also long term, it's an amazing nurture play. It's literally undeniable proof of everything I ever want to say, and it will last for the rest of my life. So kind of a good resource if you ask me. So that being said, this is absolutely dialed, and now that I guess I'm going through less of an existential crisis of learning skills, at least temporarily, I'm gonna have to jump back in Premiere Pro and After Effects, so you're probably gonna get a lot more like long-winded lifestyle rants from me soon. But let me know if you guys enjoy like the tactical business stuff. I mean, like I said, I am cautious to share everything because there is a very true element that I'm in a competitive marketplace, and if I share too much, not that I'm against people copying me, like I said, I think there's enough money to go around, and you know, they can steal the recipe, but they can't create the same taste. They can't make the same taste. And I like, a big part about strategies is conviction too, so I'll also be able to sustain it. Like, I've already had many people steal my title and thumbnail for my main channel videos when they saw it doing well, and almost all of them like didn't stick to it, or just didn't work out because, again, they don't understand how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and it's only going to get harder to replicate as my brand IP continues to grow. People are just going to go, oh, you're an Alex Newman copycat. So yeah, the thing I'm just cautious about is sharing things before they're done. This one, I mean, it's whatever. I just did it, and if you're fast moving enough to do this and get the video out before I decide to release my double header, well, good on you. I wish you the best of luck. We're pitted up against each other. Kidding. But yeah, now it's weird because I can feel my brain slowing down, but I have so much caffeine in my body that I still have energy. Again, dialed, set up. Like, okay, usually everything would be all over the place after doing some more hands-on arts and crafts. I make profitable arts and craft projects. But because of my tape shenanigans, it's all in place. Great evening. Geez, you don't have Friday nights this productive very often. The sun, how's Mr. Sun doing? Mr. Sun is pitch black. We probably got like another hour till the sun comes up, and it's 6:40, man. It's winter here. But now what I'm gonna do is just do some roundups on my computer, plan what I'm gonna be doing later today after I wake up, which will probably be in the afternoon-ish. I wanna go for a haircut because, to be honest, like, something I talked about a lot earlier this week or so was the way you're perceived and kind of just like your appearance, and I look like a raggedy idiot most of the time. And like, I've tried to act my age and have long hair and a haircut and all this stuff. If I had my choice, I would just buzz it all bald like I had done in the past. But I think the happy medium between like being socially acceptable and looking decent is, these are earplugs that I put under my AirPod Max, by the way. Another little hack, that credit to Hormozy on that one. Clean this down, get this shortened to like much shorter, and then I don't have to worry about managing this mess, because I don't worry about managing this mess, and that's the problem, right? It just goes out of control and ends up looking like burdensome on the back of my head and everywhere, and I just hate it. And I wear a hat and a hoodie all the time, which I would do anyways, but I hate even wearing the hat because it comes out the side of the hat and I have to like If you have long hair, you're a psychopath. Don't trust people with long hair. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like I said, I'm on a caffeine rush, my brain's slowing down. So I think given this, I'm going to write my task list down for later. Gonna throw my mom a text if she could wake me up, because I probably am not going to want to wake up from my alarm. but then I'm going to wake up and I'm going to record this video, and then I'm going to spend the evening editing, not that video, I should spend the evening editing the Rob the Bank video on the main channel after that. So huge progression tonight, honestly massive, because I've now actioned and ironed the business channel video, so it's in motion, it's done, it's not like a hypothetical, which is something I have to start doing more. I have to get better at just diving into things head on. And I preach like, hey, you want to look like an idiot, you want to just get in head on to things. I have to do a better job in my life, just like diving in head on. Another thing I was thinking about is, we go back to the visualizer, which I want to talk about more here because I want to speak it into existence and then have people look back and go, damn, you really did everything here. This is the goals for 2019, my 19th year of life. As you guys can see, I've already given a walk through that, but this is what I'm actually pulling off here. So the main channel, where we're posting one time a month. Business channel, we're posting one time a month. This could be subject to change, but that's that video over there. And then I have the personal channel, which you're watching right now. This is long-term nurture. Then I'm going to be directing to the landing page, et cetera, et cetera. And my Instagram is just another nurture. So to show you guys, Simon Squibb, I was doing some research for this. By the way, you should have your YouTube in black and white. I have a whole bunch of extensions that I'll make another video on one day, but let me know if you want that, because it's a big productivity hack. Then the branding on this channel, very important, right? You tell people what you do and you make it unique. So tactical breakdowns on creators for coaches. So when I wrote down what this is actually doing, wow, what a hair, I came to the conclusion that I'm bridging the gap between the people that are popular and making money and the people that are unpopular yet still making money. And the people that are unpopular yet still making money for for vanity reasons, but also for perceived status increase through vanity means, but also monetarily, want and will always naturally assume the people that have the most eyeballs are market leaders. And usually they're right? Organic growth, big following, you make the most profit, not maybe money. But I share that because if I act as the bridge between the big creators and the tactical coaches of how to actually implement this with my videos, that will make them buy. And I've positioned myself as the truth of what I have, which is I've built a $160,000 a month YouTube funnel. Now, I don't run it anymore. I wasn't the sole mastermind behind it. It wasn't all profit, but I've done it, and I show the Stripe screenshots of it. And again, it's not where I am now, right? Hitting that organically, it was mainly on my partner's YouTube channel, and I learned so many lessons throughout that experience, but that's not where I am now. And something deeply personal to me, and with seeing a lot of success, and then in my situation, I walked away from it because I just didn't see it continuing and growing the way that I wanted, and I wanted to build it for myself, not just be, I guess, reliant on having a whole bunch of business partners, and that's my own personal reasons, literally nothing to do with them at all. I had to really focus on moving on from that, right? I was talking about this with a friend because I have a friend who's an artist, and just by saying that, anybody who knows me knows exactly who I'm talking about. And he's like my, I might as well say it, it's like my best friend ever of all time. And we were having this conversation about moving on, and I won't share his story, but I gave the example of how moving on from because if you go back on my main channel, for about 6 to 8 months, maybe even like a year after I left that company, I was still literally leading in marketing with it in my YouTube titles. And of course, I tried to remain classy and tasteful and showing like, oh, this is from this date. It still wasn't classy and tasteful. It's like what's the nicest way to punch somebody in the face, almost. So I've really felt freed since I stopped using it in my outward marketing. I completely obscured it for some time, and now I think I'm at the happy medium of it, right? Where it's dumb for me to just obscure my past and make my, like, I am highly credible in what I do for the sake that I've done it myself, and not taught, like, my clients that I had, I can't tell you, there's been like half my clients, I'll tell them like, oh yeah, when I was scaling my own info business, they're like, what? You ran an info, like you, and I was like, oh yeah. They're like, what? I didn't even know that. And I'm sitting there, it's like, well, why else did you work with me? And it's double pronged, but I took it as, A, well, these people are actually here for me, which was really good. But then B is like, well, I can't just have that obscured because I'm missing out on a lot of authority framing, which at the time I was much younger. I'd say like turning 19 now, I'm kind of unk. Like I spoke about yesterday, I've been doing online money making since I was 12 years old. 11 actually, 11, yes, coming up on my 8th year anniversary doing this crap. Running my own businesses, about 3.5. So because of that, I mean, adding that back gives me that authority that I think I should definitely be including. And by the way, let me know if you like more longer talks too. I know nobody's gonna comment, but just if you do, humor me. If anybody even sees this. But yeah, moving on from it has been huge, but I have to kind of pull it back so you can see a little humble flex. Not humble at all. I mean, screw the humble part of this. I just say it how it is. Built a $160K a month YouTube funnel. Now I help other coaches do the same. Cool. I'll show the proof of it in the videos. All past dated, like it happened in 2024. Like, completely transparent about that. I just help people do it now. And as a result of that, I get paid. So, yeah, very happy with that. And this is the life, guys. I've been around a lot of successful entrepreneurs, internet gurus, cars, laptop lifestyle. I rented a penthouse, 53rd floor, paying $12,000 a month, split between 3 people, $4,000 a month each Canadian, so that's roughly $3,300 each, and like a $9K a month lease or some crap like that, the current exchange rate. And I will tell you, it is just chaos. It's just chaos. And I can appreciate chaos when I'm choosing to go into it. So if I go on vacation somewhere and I know it's going to be hectic, or I'm going willingly to hang out with my friends and I know it's going to be hectic, but living in chaos, living around chaos, not my style. I've been getting called an old man since I was born pretty well. So what I value is peace, and that's why I actually rolled pretty much all the money that I made outside of just like investing into crypto and some personal stuff. Not personal stuff, like I used CDs and bonds, which are just, again, you give the bank a set amount of money, they guarantee you an interest rate return. I didn't do it for the rates, I did it because I was deeply scared of squandering my small little war chest and little nest egg. So I did it so I just can't touch it. And that was honestly a great decision for me. It's like, pat on the back for that, buddy. The rest was into the space I'm in now, which is a house that I bought alongside my mom. I just helped her, and yeah, it's been the best decision I ever made. I live around nobody in like the internet money space. I barely even see anybody. I live in like a very quiet neighborhood, and I sit here, work, go for my run, go to bed. I have friends about an hour away that I drive to and see, which is a nice kind of escape, because if not, sometimes you just have to like go and see people. I do that probably about once a month, once every 2 weeks or so. And I really enjoy this peaceful life. Alex Becker talks about this, and something if I had to like rate online money people in order, I would have to give Iman the number 1 slot, and tied for the number 1 slot is Alex Becker. Those two guys are like the playbook. They've got personal brand to real business pipeline, both highly smart, investment focused, and Iman I relate to more in the age and developmental side, because him and I both started like running businesses at the same age. I actually started like making money online a bit before him. Actually quite a bit before him. He started when he was 14, I started when I was 11. But regardless, running business-wise, same timeline roughly, of starting agencies at 15 years old. So I really relate to Iman's timeline, and I try not to judge myself based off of it because it gets pretty steep, especially when you start adding in his crypto gains. But Alex Becker, he's somebody who just like, if I wanted to be mentored by one person, it would be him. And I don't even want him to mentor me, because one of the things he talks about that I like so much about him is he literally did everything that he's done with no mentor, no books, no course, just pure willpower and focus towards the desired outcomes that he had. And there's nuance to that. Of course, he didn't just like completely make himself obsolete, but it destroys this false narrative of like needing to have connections or do these like spiritual breakthroughs, and all like in moderation, in a lot of moderation on that stuff, because biohacking can quickly turn into excuse making and procrastination. And I know that because I do it. Productivity hacking, anything hacking, same way. Even like leverage and system building can turn into that. So you always have to, and something I always keep in mind is like, what is the shortest path to my desired outcome? Because usually we create unnecessary complexity, which turns into procrastination. And you also have to keep in mind, like, how does that relate to a long-term time horizon? Well, you might be taking the fastest way to $1 billion. The fastest way to $1 billion is actually very slow in the personal brand game. You have to sit here, post organically for years without anybody watching. But it's the fastest way. It's actually slower to scale ads right now. Now, to get to 100K a month, well, you have a good month on the ad account, you do a little bit of squeeze on your goodwill and reputation, and boom, hit 100K a month. Simple. You didn't really need much organic. So as long as you have a fixated timeline of where you want to go, you can pick the quickest way to there. And for me, to give you an example, I don't necessarily need a massive team to get to where I want to go in the way that I want to do it. So yeah, it's just food for thought. And to give you guys context, these are my goals that I have as my background, my wallpaper. But I don't subscribe to my timelines based off of them. My timeline's $1 billion. $1 billion is like, after that, I'll start modestly and say 100 mil liquid. That's the number. And I kind of came to that conclusion myself. But I had it further reaffirmed by like guys like TJR, Iman. They talked about that. And it's just the number, right? Where you arbitrarily think something's gonna change, but it never does. But it just, you know, it's like, it's a number that's high enough to where you'll hit it, you'll get bored, and then you'll just come back to doing whatever you were doing. But we kind of need that, Like we set up these games for ourselves to play them, get super stressed out, like freak out. I gotta change all these things. I got a thing, and then I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna thing, have fun, kids. You spend like 3 years with your kids, and then you're like, all right, well, you either come to the conclusion that kids are boring, or not taking up your full time, and that you're being overbearing, or you come to the conclusion that like, hey, your kids will, and I'm not a parent. Like, don't take my advice on this, but I do have an opinion. You come to the other conclusion, which is like, oh, kids probably don't grow the best when their parents are like overly involved in their lives. Your parents are supposed to have lives too. And because of that, dive head first back into whatever venture, and you're back in stress land again. But that's life, and that's naturally progressing. I base my timelines off that, and I've been going on a 24-minute rant. Just looked out at the skyline, and how could you not go for a run with that skyline? Screw sleep, let's go. My only hope is that you guys watching this can get a 100th of what I am feeling right now. Just so grateful, so happy to be alive. Look at that fucking view, it's insane. Gonna keep climbing here. Well, I'll talk to you guys for a second, because I want to show you the full thing. Because this is a route that I've never run before, and holy crap, this might be the most beautiful run I've ever done. And you guys, I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm going somewhere cool too. So it is absolutely awesome. Climbing the altitude here. The other bridge kind of fuds the view now that I'm up here, but this one side at least, this is awesome. All right, a little bit longer till I'm at the top. Give me a second here, just climbing. Give you a little sneak peek as I get to the top. Woo! Going uphill, quite a battle, having some bowel issues, but if you know me, that's every time I run. All right, almost, sorry, like one more goalpost and a bit. I got cover here. Oh, look at that. What a run. What a run, guys. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail shot. You've already seen it. It's on the video. What a shot. All right, I'll get you guys as I get to the destination. I do not know why I have not done this sooner. Guys, look at that. What a morning. What a morning. Just chilling, walking on the beach. This is literally peak life. I do not know how I have not done this more often. Geez, you don't get tired of this. You just don't get tired of this, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing. And it's so amazing, in fact, that even as a daily vlogger, I don't want to talk to you guys. I even feel bad pulling the camera out now because I just want to enjoy this. Screw off. So I just jumped in the water. It was, in fact, extremely cold, but you're gonna get wet anyways with the length of run I'm doing, so it's kind of inevitable. But holy, was it worth it. I need to figure out a way to incorporate this to my routine. Now it's time to run back. Okay guys, it's 10 a.m. I'm going to get a haircut. Here is the before. It just keeps on getting better, boys. This is by far the best haircut I have ever gotten in my life. And it was from a Puerto Rican dude that did not speak a lick of English. His homie was playing Warzone in the back. It's a bit iffy when I walked in, but as soon as I saw him put on the gloves before he got the haircut, I knew he was certified. And holy, this is like better than what I was imagining in my head. He pulled it off for me specifically. This is gonna be my forever haircut that I just keep repeating because I really like it. It's like a Ronaldo kind of football player style, and I think it works perfect for me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Holy. Woo. All right guys, I'm at my other makeshift setup. I don't know if I've shown you guys, but it's just right beside my bed here. And yeah, I set up the recording studio, but I only slept 4 hours, so I'm still super tired, so I'm just gonna relax. It's about 10 p.m., go to bed early, and then wake up, record, and work tomorrow. But yeah, great day still.